One of the most remarkable aspects of long-running sitcoms is that audiences often only see the final polished product that airs on television. What tends to get overlooked are the countless small details, creative decisions, and even behind-the-scenes risks that bring these shows to life. The Big Bang Theory, which ran from 2007 to 2019 across 12 successful seasons, remains one of the most iconic sitcoms in television history. With its blend of science jokes, quirky characters, and evolving romantic storylines, it cemented its place in pop culture as a show that both celebrated and gently poked fun at nerd culture. However, while the series mostly focused on sharp dialogue, character interactions, and intellectual humor, it did have its fair share of physical comedy moments. And interestingly, one actor on The Big Bang Theory was particularly eager to perform their own stunts, even when it wasn't necessarily expected on a multi-camera sitcom. When fans think of stunts, they typically imagine action movies or dramatic thrillers where explosions, fight sequences, and dangerous falls are common. Sitcoms, on the other hand, don't usually conjure the same imagery. But the truth is that even light-hearted comedy shows often involve a surprising amount of physicality. From pratfalls to awkward encounters, sitcom actors frequently need to rely on slapstick humor to elevate a scene. On The Big Bang Theory, many characters were given moments of physical comedy that could result in anything from tripping over furniture to elaborate setups like being in costume, falling down stairs, or being caught in hilariously compromising positions. For one member of the cast, doing their own stunts was not just part of the job, it was something they were actually excited about. Kaylee Cuoco, who played Penny, has openly shared in interviews that she often preferred doing her own stunts. Her character was consistently placed in more physically demanding scenarios compared to the others. Penny was clumsy, energetic, and often had to move around the apartment set in ways that required agility and timing. While Jim Parsons' Sheldon was largely rooted in witty dialogue and awkward mannerisms, and Johnny Galecki's Leonard often relied on subtle reactions, Cuoco's Penny had a freer, more expressive physical style of humor that often translated into stunts. For instance, Penny had to jump into Leonard's arms, wrestle with Amy or Bernadette in playful scuffles, or get caught up in chaotic group scenes where things literally fell apart on set. Cuoco's natural athleticism, she was a competitive tennis player in her youth, made her perfectly suited for such moments. Instead of relying on a stunt double, she often pushed to perform these scenes herself.